If you have any questions about any of the content in this video, just drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Enjoy the video. Okay, so let's go through some basic examples for factorising. Okay, so we've got 7x plus 21 to begin with. So we need to find the highest common factor, which is 7. So we put 7 outside of our brackets, and then we've got x, and then we've got plus 3. So that's how we factorise the first one, as 7 times by x gets us 7x, and 7 times by 3 gets us 21. Okay, let's move on to the second one, 1b. So for this one, what's the highest common factor? Well, it's going to be 2 for this one. And then 2 multiplied by 4y gets us 8y, and 2 multiplied by negative 5 gets us negative 10. Nice and easy. Moving on to some slightly more difficult examples, we've got 2x squared plus 12x, and we need to factorise it, of course. So what's the highest common factor? Well, it's going to be 2x. So we put 2x outside of our brackets, and then we've got 2x multiplied by x gets us 2x squared, and then plus 6 gets us our 12x. Again, 2x times by x gets us 2x squared, and 2x times by 6 gets us 12x. Let's move on to part B now. So we've got 5y squared plus 15y. Highest common factor is going to be 5, and then we've got the y as well, as y appears in both terms. To get 5y squared, we multiply by y, and to get 15y, we multiply by positive 3. So there's our final answer for the second part. Just before we carry on with the video, I'd like to remind you that a full in-depth course is available for this topic over on my website. It includes everything you need from the theory to complete worked examples and even your own exam at the end to test yourself. Head on over to benthetutor.com to see all the courses I have available that guarantee your grades will go to the moon. Enjoy the rest of the video. Moving on to some progressively more difficult examples, we've got two algebraic terms now. We've got xy, and we need to factorise 10xy plus 5x. Okay, so the highest common factor, remember, has to appear in both terms, so we can only put down 5x. And then to get 10xy, we multiply by 2y, and to get 5x, we multiply by just positive 1. Okay, part B, we've got 12x squared p plus 9x. Again, we need to have the same algebraic letters in both to factorise them, and we've only got x in both, so x goes outside of our brackets, and we've got a 12 and a 9, so we can also put a 3 outside, so we've got 3x. We've then got 4xp to get our 12x squared p, and then we've got plus 3 to get our 9x, and that's our final answer for those two questions. Just before we get into the next question, if you'd like to get some one-on-one support, just drop me an email over at tutoring@benthetutor.com and we can arrange a session. Okay, so these two questions are a bit harder than the previous ones because we've got 3 terms in both and we've got more than one algebraic letter. In this case, we've got 3 in this question down here. Let's start with 5a. So we need to factorise this expression. So what's the highest common factor for all 3 terms? Well, I can see that 3 factors into all of them, and then they all contain x as well, so it's going to be 3x. So we put 3x on the outside of our brackets. We've then got 3x times by 2x gets us our 6x squared y. So we have 2x. Oh, and then we've got y as well, of course. We've got to account for the y there. We've then got plus, and to get to 9x squared, we multiply 3x by 3x. So we've got plus 3x. And then to get negative 15, we multiply 3x by negative 5. I should have said negative 15x there. So negative 15x is 3x times by negative 5. So that is our fully factorised answer for part A. Let's move on to part B. Okay, so for part B, it's a little bit harder because we have 3 algebraic terms now. So let's see what appears in all of them. Well, we've got a 3, a 6 and a 9, so 3 definitely does. We can factor out the 3. We've then got x y squared z, x squared y z squared, and x z squared. So x appears in all of them. So we can put an x down. Does y? Well, y appears here, it appears here, but not here. Does z? Z's there, and there. So we can put a z down as well. Okay, so to get this term here, we need to multiply by y squared. We've then got take away, and we need to multiply by 2 here, by x as well, by y and by z. So take away 2x, y, z. And then for the final one, we need to multiply by negative 3, and then by z as well to get our z squared. So that is the final factorised answer for this question. I'll read it out in case you can't read it properly. We've got 3xz, then in brackets y squared, take away 2xyz, take away 3z.